exciting to see Alex out here for the last question, running around like a boob. We'll teach the youngster what it's like to be us.
To laugh in our face.
Laugh in our face like that. Nobody laughs in Bobo's face but me.
That's right.
Speaking of laughing, Bobo, this happy-go-lucky crowd is going to be sorely disappointed because nobody's coming on the stage until they go crazy.
You heard the man.
This is why you're here.
This is why you are here. No one goes, I went to the Supernatural Convention, but I skipped out on Sunday. No, you're here for this one reason only. It's Jensen and Jared time. But they need to hear you. All right, sing it with me. Any way you want it, the way you need it, any way you want it. She loves to laugh, she loves to sing, she loves everything. She loves to move, she loves to move, she loves everything. All night, every night. So hold tight, Denver, you better hold tight. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it, any way you want it. She said any way you want it, that's the way you need it, any way you want it. I was alone, I never knew what you love to do. Ooh, then we touched, then we said, all that love again. All night, every night. So hold tight, see the road. You better fucking hold tight. She said any way you want it, that's the way you need it, any way you want it. Let me sing it. You said any way you want it, that's the way you need it, any way you want it.
I want to say I am very proud of you boys for being able to make that jump, knowing what you go through.
It hurt.
Yeah, it hurt. You got to give a little backstory. Because these boys did an 11-mile run yesterday, and they're a little sore.
And it's high here, a lot of altitude. So everything is high here, basically.
Wow! Well, I think it's time for me to make this official. Aurora,
What?
Denver, and the surrounding counties, please. A warm, drugged-up welcome for Mr. Jensen and Jared Padalecki. Hello, Denver!
Hi, guys. Hello. Hello. Are you Swedish? Hello. Thanks for welcoming us into your town.
Gonna go a real quick round of applause for the band.
Hey, Borja, Billy, this one's for you. I got one.
Never gets old. No, it just got old.
It's so dark out there. Any newbies back there?
Well, welcome.
So far, so good.
You guys had a good time this weekend? It is, I will say that the one report we kept getting is that Denver, though it might be a slightly smaller crowd, it is the liveliest of crowds. So whatever you're smoking, keep it up. It's
I think, and this is just putting it out there, I think we should come back. You're listening, right? You're listening, right?
I gotta be honest, I'm not sure they agree with you. That's
Okay. I'll convince you later. I'll convince you later.
I don't know. All right, well, let's get to some Q&As, shall we?
Yeah.
Q&As.
Love it, love it.
Which way you want to go? You want to go that way? You want to go that way?
Q&A is one of the only words that begins in Q and doesn't have a U as the second letter. You know that? Most of the Q words have a U.
Why don't you tell them all about the sterile mule while you're at it?
So, I just read this, so correct me if I'm wrong. But, so arguably most of us are Homo sapiens, yes? So genus Homo, species sapiens. So what separates species is whether or not you tend to mate together and if you can produce fertile offspring. So horses and donkeys look more similar than bull terriers and Great Danes. However, horses and donkeys can produce offspring, a mule, but they're sterile. All of Colorado just went like, yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. Whereas like a bull terrier and a Great Dane can produce fertile offspring.
This was 90%
I'll see you later.
of our conversation yesterday.
I think it's a cool, I didn't know that. I learned that, my sister bought me a book.
Well, listen. When that question in Trivial Pursuit never comes up, you'll be able to answer it.
Go Megan!
Check. Mules are sterile, is the upshot.
They knew that, apparently.
I'll crawl back to my shell. Love you back. Love you back. Hello! Hello! My daughter, her favorite word is hello. She'll say hi and hello. My daughter, even though her dad is big, she's on the smaller side, so she's a year and a half almost, but she looks like she's just under a year. And she's the cutest little peanut on the planet. But she'll be like in a stroller, and people will be like, oh, look at the little baby. And she'll go, hello. Look.
So you gotta do the full thing. She's like, oh, cute little baby. And she goes, hello.
Hello, what you want? And then,
All of a
oh
sudden,
dear God, she's talking
Cuban. All of it. Hello, how are you doing?
I said
Just like triumph the insult though.
the correct answer is, she's like, hi, hello, hi, and she sticks her tongue out when she says her L's. So she's like, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello. Total. And people are like, oh my God, she's talking at 2 weeks. She's a year and a half. She's a cute little turd. All right, without further ado, hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
did not want to be here. My husband put my
Sweet,
name.
how are you?
No, I wanted to be here.
Did you lose a bet? I don't understand.
And then I had a picture with Jensen, and my students bought that picture. I'm a teacher.
So again, you're being forced to do this. I hope it wasn't
I'm
painful.
gonna do my best. So far so good. No, this
Okay.
is great. This is amazing. This question comes from my husband. We were just wondering, pet peeves on the set. Biggest pet peeves.
The gum.
No. Jensen is not, I'd love to tease him. My pet peeve is doing anything more than 17 times. Some might say my pet peeve is doing a spatine take of anything. Yes! So all I have to do is make fun of Richard and I can get a rim shot.
Yeah, that's very accepted on this stage.
There aren't a whole, I mean, by and large, we don't have time for pet peeves on set. I guess and this sounds kind of ridiculous to be in a job that requires repetition and is repetitive, but I think if I were to have a pet peeve, it would be when everything goes well and then it's like, perfect, let's go again. Well, what do you mean? What was wrong? That was great. What do you want me to change? Nothing. So why are we going again? Let's just do it again. Why? Like we have 4 more scenes and we have to be out of here by 4 a.m. Like what are you gonna do when at 12 midnight when we're supposed to be out of here?
You know what they're gonna do.
Just hustle.
Hustle.
Hurry. Yeah, I think I think as actors, our job is primarily, they joke, hurry up and wait. Like we're paid to know our stuff, show up on time, hit our marks, put our wardrobe on. So I feel like when you put me into the game, it's sort of like an athlete. I'm happy to practice, I'm happy to rehearse, but when you put me on the court or on the field, I'm there to play. So if I do it, let's move on. Like, don't keep me doing it. This is game time. Like, it's time to make something happen. So I get frustrated, I guess, sometimes if I have to do something too many times.
I guess my pet peeve would be not getting it right and wanting to spend more time doing something. Because even though we might have had it perfect, who knows that the next time might be even better. And generally with me, I strive for that, and I want to push myself, and I want to excel, and so each time I get an opportunity to do so, I find that I rise to that challenge, and it's a real pet peeve of mine when I'm not given that opportunity.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you?
I totally agree. I think what you're trying to say is, I think to clarify, my pet peeve is high standards. So I find if you set the bar low, then you can just kind of keep going. Like, hey, moving on. I didn't say the right words. Who cares? Moving on.
That was passable. Yeah, look, to be honest, the show would not be where it is and would not have gone as long as it has if we got annoyed by things and if we let things bother us. We keep it pretty fun and light on our set, and I think that's one of the many things that has helped us continue doing what we've done for so long. We truly do enjoy working with the people that we work with and telling these stories and playing these characters, and if anything, a pet peeve would be Jared leaving his gum on the table for no reason.
It still has flavor.
It doesn't.
It does.
It's used.
Have you chewed it?
It's done.
Have you ever tried it?
You know what? It was a perfect gum. Move on.
I don't know, man. I find more layers. More stories, more talent, more flavor.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
so much.
Sorry about all the bets you lost. But thank you.
Hi.
Oh my god. Okay. First of all, it's like staring into the sun.
That's Billy.
I know. Oh my god, I'm breathing. Okay. So I was going to ask a very base question, but I think I'll actually class it up a bit.
What? No. Your second question sucks. Don't
Know your
move on.
audience. Know your audience.
You know my base question. Where the hell's the sex gone? But anyway, my But Classy Me says, is there a plot line or is there something that has happened on the show that you have done as your character that you really feel was maybe thema to who your character actually is?
I killed my wife.
Technically, I killed her.
True.
You just held her down.
Fair enough.
Semantics. Interesting.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Care to give an example?
Yes.
Thank you for your question.
That was a yes or no question, correct?
Just tell me where the sex has gone.
You can't sneak in a second question. You orphaned your first question. You can't sneak it back in. Just easy. I've been vocal about this, and so there are a few ways I view your question, and maybe it's justification having done the show for so long and having done things that I thought were sort of antithetical to who Sam is. I think one of the storylines that sort of upset me as a fan of the show, but I understood as a fan of storytelling in general, rhymed with familia.
Yes.
I didn't think it fit Sam. She's amazing. Leanne is a wonderful girl, and the writing was great, but it made me sad to see Sam leave the idea of finding Dean. That having been said, it was good storytelling, because I'm fairly certain it elicited some sort of reaction or feeling from 90% of the people who saw it. No one just watched it like, oh cool, I'm just gonna watch this.
Season 8 was angsty, but I love that.
It was which?
It was angsty, but I loved it.
Hexty?
Angsty.
Angsty. Well, don't all talk at once.
You know the angsty, the basis of every other CW show. I'm gonna get in trouble for that now. That's what I do for a laugh, guys.
Thanks, guys. We just got canceled.
Thanks. We
Thank
just
you.
got canceled. Appreciate that.
But it's
Jokes are bad.
So, yes, there have been times where Sam has done things differently than Jared hoped he would have done them. That having been said, I think it plays into the narrative of the entire story. It fleshes it out a lot. Even if I don't want to agree with something 100% of the time. If for no other reason than by having some sort of discourse and disagreement, you can find out how you really feel. So I'm grateful, I guess, for the things that Jared was pissed off doing as Sam.
I think you and I both, we run into those issues, like if there is something that maybe the character is scripted to do that we may as the actors not necessarily see eye to eye with that direction. I'll give you an example. I thought that Dean came around in accepting Jack a little too quickly. With as stubborn as he was in accepting him and wanting to rid the world of him, I thought that turn was pretty quick. And it went against kind of my instincts. However, we needed it to happen so that we could move the story along. And because we don't have 60 episodes a season, which I'm sure they would want us to do, we would survive. We could probably have dragged that out a little longer and made that more of a story point, but we didn't, and here we are today. And I'm happy with where we ended up, but I thought it was a bit of a shortcut to get there.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought when you killed the Frankenstein boy, that was one. Yeah. But thank you. I like your answer as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering if either of you have had supernatural experiences in your real life, or if you were interested in the supernatural before you started the show.
Good question. I feel like, so I'm a pretty realistic sort of guy, but I have had some weird things happen in my life that were inexplicable. I wasn't super interested in the supernatural before I started doing the show. I'm no more interested now, necessarily.
He knows too much.
I will say this, I forget where I was the other day. I think I was in Sun Valley with my family or something, and a pot fell off the counter, and they were like, "It's a ghost." Oh yeah, it wasn't God. And I was like, nah, if it's a ghost, they're not gonna show up where I am.
Thank you.
Norton? No? Yeah, I certainly think that 13 years on this, playing these characters has given us a false sense of power around the unexplainable. That being said, I, like Jared alluded to, am similar in the fact that I would like to think, and I usually think that there is some sort of a reason behind pots falling, windows opening, doors closing, all of that stuff seems to be, maybe if I can't find an explanation for it, I'll just think that there is. I don't jump to the paranormal as my first explanation for something like that, but then I go to that. I'm like, well, if it is, they just walked into the wrong house.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
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 Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so
Hello.
nervous right now. Hello. I saw you guys earlier. Got to take a picture with you. It was awesome. So I have been a fan of this show since day one, since the
I'm
pilot
so sorry.
aired. I fucking love you guys. Like,
F-bomb alert. F-bomb alert.
I'm sorry, I had to say it. Jared, I want to thank you for your Always Keep Fighting campaign.
One serious note, our Always Keep Fighting.
Yes, and I don't want to cry, I want to get this out. I have had a really hard couple of years, for the past 2 years. And I was looking online at the creation because I knew you guys did this con. And I saw you guys were coming to Denver, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna make this happen. I had so much going on in my life, too much to tell you. And I made the plan to come here, and I am so incredibly grateful to be here for all the experiences I have had. And I want to thank you guys because you have done this for 14 years. You have been Sam and Dean. You have been in my life since I was 16 years old. And I just really want to say thank you. So, my question is, are you more likely to turn around in a crowd if you hear Sam, or if you hear Jared, or if you hear Dean, or if you hear Jensen?